The Wii U. Released in 2012, it was supposed to be the follow up to the Wii, one of the best selling consoles ever, which sold over 100 million units. But instead of following in the Wii's footsteps, it tripped. Hard. When the Wii U was discontinued, it closed at just over 13 million units sold. That's less than 1/6 of the Wii's numbers. For years, people have blamed its failure on one thing: the name. But that's only one part of the story. On the Xbox One video, I got a couple of comments from people asking me to cover the Wii U next, so here we go. Let's start with something obvious: the name. Wii U sounds more like an accessory than a new console. It's down there with Xbox One for confusing your audience. And when people saw pictures of the console, they just assumed it was only a new controller for the existing Wii. Nintendo's marketing didn't help. Most of the early advertising focused only on the gamepad, not the system itself. That confusion hurt sales. If people don't know it's a new console, they won't buy it like it is. Even the retailers were confused. Some listed the gamepad separately, some even bundled it with the old Wii. Confusion creates hesitation, and hesitation damaged hype. And it was expensive as well. A full $50 more than the basic Wii, coming in at around $300. And that's not even thinking about the deluxe set, which was $350. While fairly reasonable for a brand new console, it feels like a lot if you think all you're getting is a new controller for your existing console. A few years earlier, Nintendo had formally bowed out of the console wars that they were losing, leaving only Sony and Microsoft to pursue a different, more family friendly, affordable, and fun direction over power. This is literally exemplified by the Wii. While the Wii U was technically stronger than the Xbox 360 and PS3, it wasn't by much, but those consoles were already 6 or 7 years old. The Wii U should have launched alongside them. Instead, it came out not long before the next gen PS4 and Xbox One, and felt like last gen hardware right out of the box. And then a year later, the PS4 and Xbox One arrived. They both blew the Wii U out of the water graphically, performance wise, and in developer support. Then there's the software problem. Nintendo's first party games are usually system sellers, but it took most of them way too long to show up. Mario Kart 8 didn't drop until 2013, Smash Bros was late 2014, Splatoon 2015. That's years after launch, much too late to build up any momentum. The sad thing is that these were all great games, they were just way too late. The gamepad was fairly innovative, but developers really just didn't know what to do with it, meaning that it never got fully utilized. Nintendo didn't even seem to really know either. In the meantime, the launch lineup was weak. Nintendo Land was okay, but not the killer app the console needed, and third party developers either skipped the Wii U entirely or only released watered down ports. Mass Effect 3 came out on the Wii U, but not the first two games for some reason. Batman Arkham City also had a Wii U version, but it came months too late. A big part of that was the gamepad. Nintendo thought it would change how we play. It had a second screen, a touch screen. It could be a map, inventory, or even a minigame screen. The problem? Most developers had no idea how to use it, and they weren't even given enough tools or incentive to try it. Even Nintendo themselves didn't consistently use it. Some games use it creatively, others ignored it completely, and it wasn't even portable like you would expect. You had to stay in range of the console. It looked like a tablet, but it had absolutely none of the capabilities. It looked innovative, but mostly just confused people. Now add to that a slow, clunky operating system, annoyingly long load times, a confusing online service, and a weak digital storefront. All of it added up to a console that didn't feel like it was ready to see the light of day. The weird thing is that the Wii U actually had some great games. Breath of the Wild was originally built for it. So was Mario Kart 8. A lot of those games were too good to waste, so Nintendo brought them to the Switch, where they finally reached the audience they deserved. That's maybe the best way to think about the Wii U. It was a prototype, a rough draft of the Switch. Dual screen ideas were abandoned, but portability, instant on play, and great first party games, those were refined and perfected on the Switch. The Switch learned from every mistake that the Wii U made. Cleaner hardware, better branding, more power, and it paid off massively. The Switch has so far sold over 130 million units, literally 10 times the Wii U, putting it up there with the PS2 as one of the best selling consoles of all time, and is even getting a successor around now as well, in the form of the Switch 2. The Wii U failed, there is no denying that, but it walked so the Switch could run, and for that we kind of owe it something.